Okay, so yeah, that's what happened. This thing just, I think I pull something and then it stopped recording. Something happened, but and just like that, welcome to Prematurely Part Two. Forgive me. I think I pulled something. I tried to pick up something and then this thing stopped recording. So those people put their life, their trust into this automatic pilot or automatic drive by itself, driveless, whatever they want to call it, autopilot, automaton, automation, whatever that thing can do by itself. Which I'm not sure, and I don't even believe she was doing this with her daughter, but multiple time, beloved, we see that the Tesla drivers or owners, they are crashing into things like that. For instance, a year or two ago, they find a video. Okay, they will have the video of those two women. Okay, they will see what happened. It's gonna be horrible, but we were watching a video 2 or 3 years ago. There was two gentlemen that was driving, well, in this case riding a Tesla, and both of them were in the back seat. Okay, both of them were in the back seat, and then they were letting this car driving by itself because they put so much trust on this technology. They trust that guy so much, that Elon Musk fellow, whatever that he said, oh, we're gonna build hyperloop, we're gonna travel faster than the speed of sound. But okay, what about wind and friction? Well, stuck that thing in a vacuum, suck the air out, and then we'll do this. And people are pouring millions, billions into this guy. We're gonna go to Mars. How are we gonna do this? Well, we're gonna build a spaceship. This thing didn't even reach the stratosphere. Boom, it exploded. Well, what happened here? We weren't expecting it to go that high. That's why we pressed this button of self-destruction. Oh, we're gonna have a Cybertruck. Whoa, when 2021 and we're on 2023. Where's that Cybertruck you released like in 2019? Oh well, it's there. Still, people, we're still working on it. Things like that. They put so much trust on this guy and this technology, and then they are losing their life. But in this case, I'm not quite sure what happened here. I have no idea what the hell, what went wrong here. I have an idea, but it's unethical. Okay, so this dude is right, man. What could have caused this, man? What could have caused it? Make no sense for them to hit this tree and did not have the time to get out. They die instantly. Crazy. Hopefully they die instantly. Now, beloved, why is all those things happening? Why is all those fires, death, and all these things happening? And people are not talking about this. They really try to show you, oh, some teenagers take over a gas station in Chicago. Africa is so bad. Poverty in Africa. Oh man, there's so much hunger there in Africa. Yeah, yeah. Yes. Anyway, so Genesis 15, verse 13, and he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. Indeed, 1619, 2019, we serve our 400 years. Right after 2019, 2020 kicks in, that's when the mighty one shut down the entire world. It wasn't Bill Gates, it wasn't Elon Musk, right? Jeff Bezos, and none of those guys, because they are the world. At least those are the guys they put in front of us and say, hey, they are billionaires. We know for a fact, smoke on the mirror, massive smoke screen. Those guys are heavily in debt. Just like this dude, you like, hey, that guy owned a Tesla. He studied in China. He have like beautiful wife, beautiful daughter, vacation photos, and all that good stuff. Then he's out there getting a GoFundMe for their whatever funeral and things like that. Which I'm not dissing or anything like that, but it's just telling you like a lot of those people, especially 83, they are buried in debt. Okay, so, well, not only they have a financial debt, but they have the spiritual debt that they need to pay. And that's why this guy's so confused. He doesn't know, like, why those things are happening to me, my family, and my people. Why is it, these things are happening? But, hey, it's happening because of the 400 years is over, 2019. 1619, 2019, 400 years, and after 2019, 2020 is, and the Miss Pluto got here in 2023, March 2023. As you can see, the fires are all over Canada. The Pluto is causing those fires, sending the particle beams, all those things, and the sea is agitating. A bunch of billionaires are being no more. They go down there to the Titanic, try to loot this treasure, $17 billion, and the Undines, they meet the Leviathan, met Agwe. They took them, they arrested them. Those people are alive. They arrested them. And then a lot of things going on, beloved. So, yeah, that's what happened because of the 400 years. And then now, again, also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. So how did the Mighty One is judging this nation through the 10 plagues of the apocalypse of Abraham? What you've been noticing, it's the fiery conflagration of the city. The word conflagration means fire, fiery, fire, flame. As you mentioned, as you see before, I didn't even know this video was going to end up in fiery crash, but those people are dying in a fire. There is a holy fire upon this land, a holy visitation that are cleansing and removing and fumigating this land. And if you don't belong here, if you are not one of us, you're gonna have to go, because that's what the law said. So that's what happened, okay? And then we're going to keep on moving. I feel for this guy, man, but hey, this is bad right there, you know. It shouldn't happen like this, but hey, what happened indeed. All right, moving to the next.
This is the Victory Casino cruise ship that's based at Cape Canaveral, and you can see the fire right there coming out the top. It was coming back to shore yesterday afternoon when the fire started shooting out of the smokestack. Fox 35's Esther Bauer talked to the captain about what happened here.
A Victory Casino ship was trying to dock back here at the port when severe weather moved in suddenly, forcing the crew to get out of the way fast. Flames and black smoke billowing out of the Victory Casino ship on Thursday afternoon.
I just heard a few people gasp and kind of scream, and when I went to go check out what was going on is when I saw the boat.
People on shore worried about safety.
I knew there was people on it, so I was a little worried about what was going on.
Captain Timothy Levensaler says his team was trying to outrun a storm moving in, putting the engines in overdrive.
The captain made the right decision to move away from the pier, make a circle, and come on back. But while he was moving away from the pier, he is running the engines, you know, more than we normally do.
Those engines overheated and caused what's called a stack fire.
It is only a fire at the end of the pipe. And as the gases and soot and everything comes out, it gets oxygen. That's the third leg of a fire. It ignites.
He says the fire only lasted for a few minutes. Crew and passengers were notified, and the Cape Canaveral Fire Department was on scene when they docked.
We can run on one engine. We have two engines, so we just maneuver slowly to the dock.
The ship was off the water Thursday night for inspections and is already sailing again.
Good for them. Glad they're up and running.
And the ship's captain says you do not want to see fires like this on board, but they are not unheard of when sailing.
All right, then. More fires. Great glory. Let's keep on moving.
We are starting with breaking news right now. It's been almost 24 hours since the Diamond Fire erupted near Scottsdale, and today, more than 1,000 people remain evacuated. Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us for 12 News at 4. I'm Tram Mai.
And I'm Kadiba Devine. Temperatures are rising and the wind is picking up. Right now, conditions are working against the cruise. This map shows where the Diamond Fire erupted yesterday evening in the far Northeast Valley.
The flames sparking near 128th Street and Ranch Gate Road, then quickly spreading to the north and east, threatening homes along that northern red.
Diamond Fire. You know, diamond is the rock of the house of Aries, and the house of Aries is ruled by Madim, and the house of Aries element is fire. So, and yeah, all those things are connected. So the Diamond Fire, this is the technology, and this airplane you can see. Let me enlarge it right quick. And this airplane you can see the number 16 right here. You know what to do, and that's the technology, man. You know. It's not, those people cannot control the weather. That's all. Let's keep on moving.
NASCAR champion Jimmy Johnson will not participate in this weekend's historic street race in Chicago after suffering really just an unthinkable family tragedy. The NASCAR star mourning the loss of his wife's parents and nephew who were killed in what Oklahoma police are investigating as a murder-suicide. Let's bring in Muskogee Police Department Public Information Officer Lynn Hamlin. Lynn, thanks so much for being with us this morning. Appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.
This tragedy is just rocking the NASCAR community right now, but it's also affecting people who live in the community where this happened, in Muskogee, just outside of Tulsa, for people who don't know. Lynn, I grew up in Ada, Oklahoma, which is also a small town, and I imagine Muskogee is similar in that it's a friendly community where most everybody knows everybody. Can you paint the picture of just what the mood is like there right now in the wake of this horrific news?
Probably if I had to sum it up in one word, I'd say it's very somber. Dr. Janway was well known in the community. His family was well known and very liked, and he was very active in the community. So it's a huge loss.
Yeah, just agonizing for all involved in this family. And we're talking about Jimmy Johnson's in-laws here, their 11-year-old grandson. Can you get us up to speed on what investigators know so far about the case?
Really nothing new in the case at this point. It, like what's been already put out to the news media, unfortunately, when we arrived, there was someone in the hallway right inside the home.
Okay, to what I can gather here, of course, beloved, remember we had made a video. Let me go ahead and get it for the people. So let me close those things. Let me close that. You know what? I'll take this one. Let's take that one right here. Oh, there we go. Now, oops. Okay. There we go. The reason why you keep hearing all those 988, we had made a video. Let me see if we can pull it right here. We had made a video 3 months ago about the belly up. Where is it? Where is it? It should be here. There you go. Bank 3 months ago. It's called Piggy Banks Went Belly Up and the Great Incoming Surge of 988. Okay, stay out of it. Let me see.
Open question.
Okay, piggy banks went belly up and the great incoming surge of 988, stay out of it. And we indeed warned those people. That was 3 months ago. When was that? March 17th. And Pluto entered the mist on March the 23rd. 6 days later, if I'm not mistaken. So a lot of those rich folks, that's when the SVB bank collapsed. They don't talk about this anymore. A lot of those rich folks, okay, you can see this fellow right there and his dad, I'm assuming his grandfather, you know, celebrating their good Christmas and stuff like that, you know, doing the Gentiles blessing things, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. That's your blessing. You enjoy it. Okay, you enjoy it, but you have to know there is a time this blessing will be stopped. So now, one of the main reasons, I'm not saying this is the reason, but one of the main reason things like that are happening, it's because those people, they lost all their life saving in those banks and those cryptocurrencies and those shimmy cham online investment. Remember, we had a video 2 weeks ago about a group of wealthy people who've lost millions of dollars in gold, because that's what conspiracy theories said. Well, once the elite crash the system, they're gonna come out with gold. If you don't have any gold, you won't do this, you won't buy things, gold and silver, invest your money in golds and silver, golds and silver, golds and silver. Well, they did, and they lost all of it. Now you gotta see this famous NASCAR driver. Okay, I believe the wife took a bag of popcorn. Okay, it serves the husband and it serves the grandson, and she served herself. And then when the cops arrive, the front door, they find one person sleeping on the floor, and then they find the other one sleeping there. So that's the wife did this, okay? Now you're seeing the husband, the wife doing this. Cursed be the husband, cursed be the wives. Our prayers are still working.
home. Once we made entry into the hallway or into the home, we discovered 2 additional people.
Okay, that's the grandmother that did this, all right? She's the one that did that. But why she took the grandson out, I don't know. But remember, there was another woman. She had an 11-year-old boy, her son. She took, I believe she took the husband out too. And then I think she took herself, but first she took the kid out, and she did not took herself out. She took the boy out. And a reason why, because she did not want the boy to grow up in poverty, because they lost everything in that crypto thing and that SBV thing. They lost everything in there. Okay, so that's why this happened. And then now this won't happen. I don't know what's going on, but I'm just assuming, man. All right, let's keep on watching.
That were also deceased inside that home.
And at this point, do you have an idea of who's behind this? Is it the wife, are you thinking? Or what have you learned in regards there?
Yes, it was the wife.
And one of the that you just mentioned, one of the major.
Okay, I'm getting confused here because when I watch it, they say the grandmother did this. Oh yes, was it the wife? Yes. Oh yeah, well the wife is that's her. I'm assuming. Yeah, that's her. That she did it. She's the wife, and also she's the grandmother of this kid. She did this. All right, let's keep on moving.
Clues is that phone call when y'all received this 911 call reporting a woman with a gun. Do we know at this point who made that phone call? Was it her? Was it someone inside the house? Was it a neighbor?
We don't know who made the call, other than it was a female caller, and they said that there was someone with the gun. The gender was not disclosed on that 911 call, just that there was someone with the gun.
And I know that you just said that Dr. Janway was known in that community. Were there any other warning signs, other red flags? Had y'all been dispatched to this home before?
Anyway, so I'm looking at her. She's been tanning heavily. What's going on with white folks lately? Heavy tanning. They try to look like somebody else. The hairstyle, the wearing the jewelry, the hand signals, and the way people are getting closer to our women. Anyway.
For anything prior?
No, we had not. No law enforcement activity at that home.
That's the thing. So they had no activities. That means they were good people living the good life until the good life become the bad life. Now they become those type of people. They were good until the blessing is there. It happened. Husband out there doing his stuff. Wife is out there doing their stuff. The money is flowing, then it's good. But the moment it stopped, hey, we gotta go. I'm taking you. Taking my grandson. I love him so much. And I'm taking my bag. That's what that is.
Okay. Well, Lynn Hamlin, thanks so much for your time, for joining us, and we'll be following this case closely, especially as we're ramping up for NASCAR here in Chicago.
Boy, they love this city, Chicago. Let's keep on moving, Bridget.
Point out to everyone, this body.
There we go.
Our other top story at 10, an almost unimaginable case of child abuse out of mid-Michigan.
Okay.
Remarkable video there. The body cam video, it's gut-wrenching as police swoop in just in the nick of time to save a 2-year-old little girl being drowned in a bathtub by her own mother. Police say 3 children narrowly escaped being killed after their older sister called 911.
Mara McDonald, live downtown. Mara, important to point out to everyone, this body camera video is really, really brutal.
It's awful, Devin. So is what happened here. You've got a little girl that you can see in the process of being drowned in the bathtub, but that's not all. She has 2 siblings that police found with stab wounds, and they'd been forced to drink chemical cleaning fluid.
She was killing them.
Albion police, along with Calhoun County, kicked in the door to find that 35-year-old mother holding her 2-year-old underwater in the tub.
They immediately pulled the child out of the bathtub and began doing CPR on the child, and were able to revive her rather quickly.
The next discovery, just as awful. A 2- and 4-year-old forced to drink cleaning chemicals and suffering from stab wounds.
Just above the chest. We're here with you.
Okay, so I'll tell you exactly what's going on here.
We're here with you, honey. I know.
Police got all the children out of the house into the hospital where they're recovering. Their mother is in custody. The little one's 15-year-old sister called 911 in what the chief says was a chaotic call.
I know it was pretty frantic, and there was crying in the background, they were saying, and screaming. And she was saying, I think that her mom was trying to kill her sisters.
Albion police say they'd been to the house before, not for child abuse, but for domestic assault, where that 35-year-old mom was the victim. She's now facing charges for the attempted murder of 3 of her children.
Back here.
Now, a lot of those people are not our people. A lot of them are Samaritan. Okay, take a special mother to do this. To literally decide that you're going to take your children out, because I don't know. Let's see. I was having problem with her father, things like that. Some people are like that, Bridget. Okay, some of them are very evil. They will literally, to get back at you, they'll take your children. Men and women, they'll do that. Okay, so you can literally see this mother doing this. People will say, oh, this is mental health. This has nothing to do with mental health. Those people are literally demons, and a lot of them, they just put them with us. They say, oh, black people are doing this. No, those are Samaritan. Those are not our people. All people are incapable of doing things like that. All people are incapable. You gotta read the spirit. All people are incapable of taking a 2-year-old and then drown it and kill this 2-year-old. Okay, if it wasn't for the Most High God Almighty, okay, that saved this little boy and the 2 others, she would have killed him. And then a person like that, brethren, okay, got dealt with. And the mother got handled properly. And then our people will lose their fucking mind. Going out there and then burning things and listen to the media. A bunch of backwarded dudes wearing a shirt, or I'm a king, I'm this, a bunch of guys that infiltrate our people and make our people act stupid out there. She got dealt with, man. That's what it is. Well, we have to understand, Big Levi, it's mental health, man. That has nothing to do with mental health. I deal with a lot of people with mental health. They don't act like that. A mental health, the patient don't wake up one day and say, you know what, I'm so angry, I'm going to kill my children and stuff like that. It doesn't work like that. Those people are like evil. They are Samaritan. They are not our people. At this point right now, you should be able to read people that are our people and people that are not our people. You can read their spirits. A lot of dudes that are online or women that are online talking about the Israelites and that, those people are far from our people. They are a bunch of Samaritans. They want to be us, but their labor, when you look at what they are doing, what they are talking about, you can't be our people. Okay? So yeah, that's what happened here. Let's keep on moving.
Bucks County DA today, which announced charges connected to an elaborate catalytic converter theft operation. Action News reporter Becca Hendrickson joining us now live in Doylestown with more on how this investigation unfolded. Becca.
Brian, this was a year-long investigation involving 5,000 hours of surveillance video, undercover investigations. It led these prosecutors to a towing company in Port Richmond that was, at minimum, buying $10,000 worth of stolen catalytic converters per night. Surveillance video shows a person inside of TDI Towing in Port Richmond pulling a catalytic converter out of a car and cooling it off. Investigators say this company bought $8.2 million worth of catalytic converters over 3 years.
Our goal? To put them out of business forever.
The Bucks County District Attorney's Office announced charges against 11 people and TDI Towing for the catalytic converter theft ring that spans the entire Delaware Valley.
As you all know, criminals don't care about borders.
Prosecutors say Michael Williams runs TDI Towing.
All right, Michael is doing a great job out there, man. Michael's doing a great job. Michael Williams. It's a good name, man. Crazy. All right, Michael, man. You do your thing over there. Michael's running that catalytic converter and stuff.
Is the kingpin. Also charged are 6 of his employees, many of whom are related, who investigators say bought the converters. And these 4 suspects are what...
All right, let me see. It's up to enlarge this. All right. Those faces are not the familiar faces you would expect. There's another Michael Williams, Michael Bruce, Eric Simpson, Kevin Schwartz mean dark skin, okay? Schwarzenegger, the Schwarzen, Schwarzenegger, dark skin, dark complexion, dark king, Patrick Hopkins, Lisa Davalos, M.E., which is a juvenile, Anthony Davalos, another Michael Evangelist. You can't make this up. This guy name is Michael the Good News Bringer, Evangelist. And Gary Shirley, Richard Page. And all those fiasco, you got 3 Michael there. You got Michael Williams, Michael Bruce, and Michael Evangelist. If this is not the Most High, Michael Williams, Michael Evangelist is one of the quarters, okay? You got the Michael at the 3 stages. 1 quarters, Michael Evangelist, an employee, Michael Bruce, and then the main boss, Michael Williams. You got 3 Michael in the 3 stages. You can't make this up. You can't make that up, okay? Those are good people, man. Those are good people. And then you sure this guy name is Richard Page? You sure it's not Cesare Borgia? I mean, he run out of job. You don't know where he can hire. He can't go back to the job. He can't go back to his old job. He can't. The church won't hire him. He can't deliver on his stuff. So now that's what he's doing now, calling out catalytic converter. I better watch out for this fellow. Yeah, that's what that is.
Investigators described as the Cutters. One suspect, Richard Page, is still on the run.
I knew Cesare would have escaped. I mean, that guy, that's all he been doing. He escaped doing 2020 in the church. He could not get rid of that, CV thing by the jabba, but the hunt. People been looking for this fellow. Now, he kind of like slightly altered his appearance, but you can clearly see that this is Cesare right there. I mean, there are certain looks, certain places, certain things people doing. You can literally say, yeah, that's you. You can change the look a little bit, but that's you, sir. He escaped, though. He probably convinced them that, hey, man, I got a group of people that I need to pick up and go somewhere and rapture. And I promise to you, I can't lie because I'm the Son of God. I promise to you, once I get out of here, when you let me go, I'll come back and rapture you. I knew Mr. Page, a.k.a. Borgia, would have escaped. He's still on the loose somewhere, hiding in a church or in the cemetery. I don't know, in a morgue. I don't know. Guy like this, it will be extremely difficult to find these dudes because he can be in the street. You don't want to go ahead and arrest any random homeless because he already looked like that. You can't go in the street like arresting innocent homeless because they kind of like look like him. Or you go in the church and you can grab a dude that is nailed to a piece of wood that look just like him. I mean, an actual human being. It's gonna be a little bit of a challenge to get this fellow. You can lure him back into the whole catalytic converter by saying that people are making offering of money and tithes and bring that guy to the jigs and the music and all the scumbags, and then he will be back. But it's gonna be hard to get this out. But anyway,
the people that do the damage to your automobiles. These are also the people that sold the stolen cats to TDI.
Investigators say the company bought an average 175 converters per week at about $300 each and were reselling the precious metals.
And they are rhodium, platinum, and palladium, increased dramatically during the pandemic because of supply chain issues.
There are now padlocks on the Port Richmond company. Philadelphia police say a major criminal ring in the city has been shuttered.
You heard the DA here in Bucks County say thousands. We had you could times that by a crooked number, and you'd know how many Philadelphia has been suffering. So it's a good day when we could put all our resources together.
And investigators say this investigation is ongoing, including into the corporations that were buying the precious metals off of TDI. Police are also encouraging more victims who had their catalytic converters stolen to come forward. In Doylestown, Becca Hendrickson, Channel 6 Action.
Crazy. Keep on moving, man.
Dominican Republic, and this morning we're hearing from eyewitnesses. Victor Oquendo joined us with more. Good morning, Victor.
Good morning, Michael. Typically, when someone on a cruise ship goes overboard, it does not end with a rescue. Thankfully, they got to this woman in time, and this morning we're hearing from passengers who watched the rescue unfold.
This morning, the dramatic rescue at sea after a cruise ship passenger went overboard.
Oh, there's a couple buoys there.
Those life preservers and smoke flare likely near the area where the woman was spotted. Listen to the announcement overhead.
We did have a report of a person overboard, so the captain has turned the ship around.
Crews racing to rescue her in this yellow boat as other passengers like Matt Kuhn and his wife Amy watch the tense moments unfold.
During that whole time, all we could think about is no one can survive that fall.
That small boat able to reach the woman. Listen to the applause, people cheering in this video.
I think so.
Safely bringing her back to the ship as passengers watch from their balconies.
She was sitting up when they brought her back, and the whole ship was cheering. And then they did come on and confirm that it was a successful rescue mission.
Royal Caribbean's Mariner of the Seas on a 9-day journey through the Southern Caribbean. The rescue happening as the cruise ship neared the Dominican Republic over the weekend. The cruise line saying the ship and crew immediately reported the incident to local authorities and began searching for the guest. Thankfully, the guest was successfully recovered and was brought on board. Cruise Lines International Association commissioning a study on man overboard incidents, finding that from 2009 to 2019, a total of 212 people, passengers and crew, went overboard, and only 48 were rescued. One miracle survival story, James Michael Grimes. He went overboard in
another Michael, great glory,
the middle of the night while on a cruise with his family last year and treaded shark-infested waters in the Gulf of Mexico for some 20 hours before being rescued.
I wanted to see my family, and I was dead set on making it out of there. You know, I was never accepting that this is it. This is going to be the end of my life.
Yeah, so what seems to be the issue now, brethren? A lot of people falling off that stuff, getting to the sea, and things like that. You know, billionaire went down there. You know, a lot of scumbags, some people trying to convince me, but Big Levi, you have to understand, man, those people that went that submersible, man, they fake their death so they can escape death. Yes, that's exactly what happened. You know, a bunch of billionaires now, you know, just like Michael Jackson, man. Michael Jackson, he's somewhere live with Tupac, Biggie, and all the other guys in Cuba Island just chilling and live peacefully, man. They made it. I'm so happy they get out of the matrix. Yes. That's exactly what happened. A bunch of billionaires making $250,000 per people decided that he's going to fake his death so he won't. I don't know, man. Yeah. Anyway, man, the Undine are very active, and I guess they are not taking any prisoner. Let's keep on moving.
New at 4, the community is rallying behind a local teenager. His mother died from an allergic reaction to fire ant bites. Channel 2.
Whoops.
Gwinnett County Bureau Chief Matt Johnson live at Mountain View High today. Matt, his team honored the mom over the weekend.
And that mother was very open about her allergy to fire ants. She even urged others a few years ago to make sure their EpiPens were with them if they had these allergies. Still, sadly, tragedy happened. She would come here to Mountain View High School all the time to cheer on her son and her son's baseball team. Now that team is rallying behind her family.
You could just tell that she was a wonderful person.
If Kathy Weed's son was on the field for the Mountain View High School Bears baseball team, Kathy usually wasn't too far away, cheering him on at every step.
That she had the heart of an angel.
Coach Jason Johnson says her son is a rising sophomore on the baseball team.
The name of the coach is Jason. You know what's going on here. Let's keep going on.
and he's getting all their love and support after his mom's tragic death over the weekend.
She was a mother to every one of those kids.
Weed's family says she had a severe allergy to fire ants. On Saturday, her family says that she stepped on an ant pile at her Lawrenceville home, and the reaction was so strong that she passed away before she could get to her medicine.
You know, his mom was everything to him, and he was 100% even more so to her.
The Mountain View community came together over the weekend for a tribute to Kathy on the baseball field. They've also raised more than $3,500 for her family in a matter of days.
That's a horrible way to go, man. Some of you know there's something we have here called the Fire and Heal experiment. This is a terrible way to go, man. You know you have an allergic with this thing, and you know, and you have this medicine with you, or this emergency, whatever that was, man. And then you step inside of a fire and heal, but you didn't even have time to reach your medicine or the cure or the antidote to this. You die. That's not good. That's a horrible death. That's a death in agony right there, man. This is not good, man. This is terrible. Oh, good grief. You know, they need to look into this thing, man. See exactly what caused this. Is this true? But we give the Holy One great praise, great glory. Wild beasts will be their grave, you know, things like that. How long we are into this thing? Oh, 35. All right, got a long way to go. Let's keep on moving.
The Missouri KCPD is reporting at least 3 people are dead following a shooting in the city's south side from around 4:30 this morning, so 4 hours ago now. Fox 4's Carrie Wickersham has been following this all morning. She's at the scene at 57th and Prospect with what we know so far about this shooting. Carrie?
Hey, good morning. Yeah, the street's still closed off here between 56th and 58th and Prospect. As I step aside, you can see there is still a very active scene here this morning. As you said, Shannon, we know that 3 people died here early this morning in a gunfight. We don't know exactly what happened. The police chief told us it was some sort of conflict, and then at least 5 other people drove themselves to the hospitals with injuries that were sustained here. They have called in an additional squad to help comb through the multitude of evidence here and to interview the witnesses that were here. There were quite a few witnesses. Both the mayor and the police chief were on the scene early this morning and expressed concern about the homicide rate in Kansas City this year, which is tracking, by the way, to be the highest ever. At this point, Police Chief Stacey Graves says...
So anyway, in Kansas over there, 3 people are no more, 5 injured. It was the MS. So they don't talk about those things, and they don't say why that thing was happening. Let me see if they have the victim there. Missouri family calls for tips and hit and run that killed father of 3. You know, well, they don't have. I don't see the update. 17-year-old killed at party. You know, a lot of people. This is not the time to party, man. And let's see. A woman recalls losing mom, aunt, and Missouri train derailment. What else? Kansas City on pace to break homicide record. Three killed, multiple dead shooting at 57th and Prospect in Kansas. Let's see if they identify them. Oh, identity, let's see.
Yeah, that's right. So we are standing outside police headquarters this afternoon where just in the last hour, investigators have released the 3 names of the people who were shot and killed early Sunday morning. If you take a look at your screen, you can see those names there. The victims are 28-year-old Chastity Strong, 29-year-old Camden Brown, and 22-year-old Nico Manning. The shooting happened around 4:30 Sunday morning in a parking lot near 57th and Prospect Avenue, where a group was partying after business hours. The 3 victims were unresponsive and declared dead at the scene. Another 6 people were transported to various hospitals by private vehicles or ambulances. Those 6 are expected to survive their injuries. What led up to the shooting is not clear at this point, but police say they do have 1 person in custody. There is no word yet if charges will be filed, as officers are continuing to investigate the shooting this afternoon. But in the meantime, if you have any information that could help investigators with getting more information on what happened over the weekend, they're asking that you call the TIPS hotline. Again, that number is 816-474.
Those are young folks, young people. They just were party out there, and then boom, they got killed. They got killed. They got killed. Great glory, man. Great glory. Let's keep on moving.
That severe weather alert, a disaster emergency declaration in Colorado overnight as they clean up from the deadly tornado in Matador, Texas. That's where Faith Abube is for us this morning. Good morning to you, Faith.
Good morning to you, Lara. Damage survey teams from the National Weather Service have been on the ground looking at the damage here. They say that they still need more time in order to do more analysis and determine the strength of the tornado. But you can see the damage all around us. Take a look over there. That used to be the neighborhood dollar store.
No, they don't need more time to define the strength. They need more time to come up with a lie. They need more time to come up with something and say, well, you know, it was not that strong. It's just the structures were flimsy and the people over there and stuff. And but what about black people over there in Katrina? Remember what happened in Katrina, people? You know, let's talk about that. Don't talk about Matador and Texas. Isn't Matador mean killer in Spanish? No, in Italian, El Matador. Matador, like the bull matador, bullfighters and Spanish bullfighters. Is that what that is? You know. Anyway, man, you know, you people need more time to do this. No, you need more time to gather your info and then lie to the people. Okay, like that's the Dollar Tree Center. You know, took out. I don't own a Dollar Tree. I'm guessing you don't either.
And just like many of the homes and properties here, it's been torn to shreds.
Overnight, a disaster emergency declaration in Colorado.
I mean, it ripped everything up.
4 counties south and east of Denver hit hard by heavy rains, hail, and flooding. Time-lapse video showing a possible tornado moving through the city of Centennial. A tornado confirmed in Highlands Ranch, damaging buildings and taking down trees. Cars losing control and crashing. Aerial footage showing rooftops ripped apart. While here in Matador, Texas, search and rescue efforts turning into a cleanup operation. Parts of the community leveled after a deadly tornado ripped through the area, killing 4 people and injuring 15 others.
Unreal moment seeing everything flatten.
The storm cut a path of destruction through the small Texas town.
Nothing like this has ever happened to us. Everything was great yesterday, and then boom.
Okay, so let me go ahead and play this again because people need to see this. Okay, people need to see exactly what's going on. Those people think this is symbolic, like this is cool to do this, to just send it there, have a sister facing a white man in a hat, cowboy hat over there, you know, standing with the flag over there, the American way and stuff like that. As far as you're concerned, she's not into any trouble. You are. And listen to what those people are saying, okay? Listen close, all right?
Flatten.
The storm cut a path of destruction through the small Texas town.
Before we listen to this thing was given to us by Michael Beard, LSM. So, yeah, that's keep that in mind.
Nothing like this has ever happened to us. Everything was yesterday, and then boom.
Divona Grundy You know, one of those, Grundy is not a super villain. Grundy is just, he's not a villain at all. He's just he's either a villain or a hero. Grundy he's not even an anti-hero, but is that Sperms? Is that what that, SPEMS, Spems. All right then, with the crush around your neck and that little heart thing. But anyway, those people, her name is Devona Grundy, and when you look at them, nothing bad ever happened to them. They never had to go through this, brethren. This is new to them. A year ago, things were fine. That's what she said here, okay?
The small Texas town.
Nothing like this has ever happened to us. Everything was great yesterday, and then boom.
Devon.
Everything was great until today. Okay, those are the people, brethren. Make no mistake. Those are the people that go into the booth and vote against our people. Those are the people that will call the police just because they see one of us working around. Those are the people that their forefathers and themselves make laws to keep our people down. Those are the people that quietly sit in the background and reporting our people doing nothing. Those are the people that rejoice, that enjoy the blessing that the forefathers keep and left for them. Make no mistake, man. Those are the people that will smile in your face and telling you how sorry they are for what happened in the past, because their ancestors somewhat take us and make us teach us things as apprentice, and then they didn't pay us. That's the only thing. But we had skills, though. We learned slavery. We can apply this everywhere. Those are the people that will stand against and say, well, no, you don't need a reparation, man. All you need more gay rights. That's what you need. You need more rights to go out there, another dude taking another dude and then do him what he would normally do to a woman. That's the right you need more Pride Month. That's what you need. Or you need more holiday. Get them a second Juneteenth. We'll call it the July 10th. That's what you need. You need programs. You need programs that will show the men how they can cut off their third legs and put the oven there, or showing the women vice versa. That's what you need. Those are the people that go into our community and then poison our people. Those are them. That's why, things like that happening to them. Those are the people. Those are 83 that's been doing those things. And now they can't believe, why is it happening to us? Hey, man, you live off grid. You don't live in the city, and this thing, not to target the city.
Everything was great yesterday, and then boom.
Yeah, yesterday everything was great.
An EMS worker now salvaging what she can after the tornado tore her two-story home to shreds.
This morning, the reality just slapped us in the face.
Yes.
What was that like? I can't describe it.
Yeah, well, of course not.
We have nothing.
Again, when those people tell you they have nothing, and now when they have nothing, they're going to get something, or they're going to do something, like, okay, well, I have nothing. All I have here is my bag of popcorn, my husband, and the children come visiting. Let us watch some movie and relax and eat some popcorn. And wherever we're going to fall asleep, wherever we wake up, that's good. Now, one thing, Bridget. When you look at this area, Texas, and you ask yourself, what the hell is going on over there? What the hell? Texas has been going through a lot. What's going on over there? Oh boy. What's going on here? Give me a second here, man. All right, let me let this play right quick.
And the recovery efforts continue here this morning, but getting the power back on is a bit of a challenge because the town substation was badly damaged. However, crews hope to fully restore power by the end of the day. Lara?
Faith, thank you. And we're not done with that severe weather. Ginger is here with the forecast. Good morning to you, Ginger.
And Lara, what's so unique about this is here we are, end of June, and we're talking about tornadoes in Texas. That is much more an April or May type of event. So this is different to have about 300 severe storm reports in just the past 3 days, especially.
That is, they have at least 100 a day. So why is this happening? They have something called El Nino, which means the little boy. El Nino is going around doing all those things. Of course, that's what they say, but we know for a fact those things are being done by the intelligences in Pluto, which Planet X, Nibiru, or whatever you want to call it, is this thing doing all those stuff, okay? Cooking, destroying, and doing all these things over here, okay? 300 damaging storm reports past 3 days. That means they have 100 a day. And it's only going to increase. At one point, those people won't be able to live off grid, and then a lot of them are moving here into the hood, you know, into the city. They are trying to move in here. They are moving here. They're trying to keep what they are moving. They are not moving in the hood as if they want to look for shelter and then stick with us and say, brother, would you mind if my family and yours and yours can we live in your backyard and park our RV there? We'll pay you $10,000 a month. So we just need to be protected. They're not going to the hood and then ask our people, can we sleep in front of your porch for $20,000 a month so we can be protected? No, they are kicking them out. To them, they think this thing is like it's happening in an area that, oh, we're just unfortunate we live there. And let's move back to the hood because nothing is happening there. And kick those people out. The moment you kick us out of the hood, which you can't, but if any case that had happened, wherever we go live, it will be protected. You won't be protected in the hood, so to speak. Now that's how they are doing all this nonsense and stuff. Fleeing. 300 damaging storms reported in the past 3 days. At least 100 a day. Okay? And brethren, damaging storms, those are 300 hurricanes. Look, brethren, look at this. You know what did something like that? You know what could have done something like this? Let's just watch this. Okay? Look, man, look at the damage. Those are 300 hurricanes that been passing and destroying all those things. And people acting like, oh, well, that's nothing. It happened all the time. It's going to stop. No. You know, this is not Jacob's trouble. And then it's not going to pass. How long we are into this thing? All right, then. Got 10 more minutes to go.
Texas inmates are dying in sweltering prisons. That's according to the Texas Tribune. At least 9 inmates have died since the relentless heat wave has gripped Texas. This includes 2 men in their 30s who died of heart-related issues in prisons lacking air conditioning. More than 2/3 of Texas's 100 prisons don't have air conditioning in most living areas. The state, again, choosing not to invest any money into prison updates despite the surplus. The Texas Department of Criminal Justice says the cases are being investigated. It's been 11 years since the state last classified a death as heat-related.
Well, the thing is, like, those people are profiting and killing people in there too. They could be our people, they could be other people. They are profiting of killing them in there too. You know, they are killing them in there. You know, but anyway, so it's just the heat is doing that, and then what you're gonna have after that, you will see a lot of people in Texas going to die of heart attack or stroke, and they're going to have the artery black because the heat is microwaving them out there. What is this? Families speak out of missing teen's body found in bonfire. Oh, good grief. Another fire. All right, well, let's watch this.
A body found in a bonfire pile. Homicide investigation underway, and tonight, for the very first time, we're hearing from the family of the teenage victim in this case.
The body of Parker Lee was discovered in the Bulldog Canyon area north of Apache Junction in the Tonto National Forest. ABC 15's Ashley Paredes is learning more about the 18-year-old.
It's hard to accept because he was the nicest kid in the world.
This is the first time the family of 18-year-old Parker Lee is speaking out and releasing photos since we learned of the teen's death. His body found on June 12th in a bonfire pile at Bulldog Canyon in the Tonto National Forest.
I got a call from my dad telling me to come home, and I asked him why about 3 times. And the 3rd time he tried to explain it, he just started breaking down.
Hunter was just 2 years older than his brother Parker, who he also called his best friend. He tells us Parker had just graduated high school in Nebraska and decided to take a trip to Tempe to visit friends.
I knew he had a place to stay. I knew he got there, and We texted, that was about it.
Here's a timeline of events. Family says Parker flew in on June 9th and last messaged his brother on the 10th. He was supposed to fly home on the 12th, but that same day his body was found. Family says they were not made aware and filed a missing persons report with Tempe police on the 15th. MCSO says they are now stepping up patrols in that area as no one has been arrested.
I hate to hone in on this specific issue, but I mean, we're dealing with homelessness. You're dealing with just a remote area. You're dealing with areas that can only be accessed by 4x4 vehicles.
Campers also telling us they've heard about recent crime happening in Bulldog Canyon, including theft. ABC 15 brought that up to Hunter, who believes Parker may have been targeted because of an expensive watch he took with him on the trip. Family says they also checked Parker's bank account and found 2 unusual transactions.
We basically found out that someone was using his debit card to get food, then tried to pay their electric bill with it.
When asking MCSO about that, they responded that homicide detectives are tracking and looking into all leads. Ashley Paredes, ABC 15, Arizona.
Well, yeah, that's what happened, man. You go to a vacation and you're not under the blessing anymore. Another 83 met you over there and they want to pay some bill. They just drag your ass and put it on the bonfire. That's all. That's all.
To the severe weather in the south. Overnight, a reported tornado touched down in Texas, killing at least 4 people as the heat wave scorches the state. Faith Abube is in Houston with the latest. Good morning, Faith.
All right. So I think
Good morning to you, Michael. We're in front of a power substation this morning as Texas braces for overnight, a reported tornado devastating parts of Matador, Texas. At least 4 people dead, multiple injured, and approximately 15 structures gone. This RV tipping over on top of 2 pickup trucks. The Department of Transportation in Childress reporting highways were impassable, but the severe storms doing little to bring down the extremely high temperatures across the state. Relief from the deadly heat wave still weeks away.
100 or 105, yeah, but it's hot. Yeah, but I have to work. Doesn't matter.
San Angelo and Del Rio, Texas, both yesterday.
All right, San Angelo, and Del Rio, which means the river. Is that what that is? 114, 116, 115.
Breaking their all-time highest temperature records. The soaring temperatures combined with high humidity, creating a dangerous combination. Roads buckling under the record-setting temperatures. As the extreme heat lingers, growing concern for the young and the elderly.
When your body overheats, it can adversely affect all of your internal organs. It can cause confusion, lethargy, and eventually death over time.
And the U.S. Postal Service grieving one of their own. Veteran mail carrier Eugene Gates Jr. died in Dallas on Tuesday while delivering mail. The heat index there reaching 116 degrees that day. And the U.S. Postal Service says it provides mandatory heat relief.
Again, we say this before. Anytime those people got something that is truly devastated, they will have all people out there reporting this thing. And, you know, people like it. They associated all people with bad things. They're barely going to send their people. It's ours. People that look like us. I don't know. I don't know if Fifth OBB is our people. I don't know.
Related training to all of its employees, and they tell us they're deeply saddened by this loss. George?
We all are okay, Faith. Thanks very much. This morning, this now from Sam Champion in for Ginger. Hey, Sam.
Hey, George. There's so much more of this coming, but we're going to pick up that line of storms in Texas and run it to a hailstorm.
Okay, hailstorm and all that stuff. And yeah, let's check. This is Canada. They got over 500 wildfires still burning in Canada. You know, the planet is doing all those things out there. And that's all they can do. They just can't watch it burn, and that's all. There's nothing they can do about it. That's all. We give the mighty one great praise, great glory. Let's watch the last one. What's going on over there in France?
Now let's take you to Paris, because a French policeman has now been charged and remanded in custody following the killing of a 17-year-old boy named as Nahel. who was shot dead by an officer on Tuesday. Thousands of people have been marching through the streets of the Paris suburb of Nanterre to remember the teenager.
Okay, Nahel, that's an angel name. I think it's one of those 72 angels. I'm not quite sure, but it's an angel name. But anyway.
Well, the march was led by Nal's mother, Munya. She saluted the crowds from an open-top truck. The boy's killing during a traffic stop provoked riots in Paris and other cities across France. Well, this was the scene in the French capital last night. Rioters clashed with police as cars were overturned and set alight. On Tuesday, a video captured the police officer pointing his gun at the driver before pulling the trigger at point-blank range. He died shortly afterwards. Well, the French government has announced 40,000 police officers are being deployed across the country tonight. At a crisis meeting with senior ministers, President Emmanuel Macron described the violence of the past 2 nights as unjustifiable.
The last few hours have been marked by scenes of violence against police stations, schools, town halls, and therefore basically against all institutions and the Republic. And this is absolutely unjustifiable. And I want to thank all those who work to protect these institutions and restore calm. So for me...
Yeah, whatever. So they killed this fellow. He was Algerian, he was a teen. Let me see if I can get the picture before people lose their mind over this thing. Algerian teen. Nahel, France. Okay, that's the kid, It's the kid that got killed. They executed him. He was in front of the car, and then they just. He looked like one of my nephew. He looked just like one of my nephew that is over there in France. They look exactly the same. So he got killed. They just stab him, and then and they come to the front right there, point blank, and then they start shooting him. That's what they did. That's his mother. And that's what's going on over there. And these people are destroying everything, right? And a lot of people don't know why this thing is happening, because that's what the French, the CIA did in Haiti. They made our people riot, burning things. A beautiful country, man. Haiti, beautiful country, but they did this nonsense, and the people burned down things. They burned down everything, and that's what's going on over there too in France. What's go around, what's come around. It goes around, come around, goes around. Boomerang effect. All right. Thank you, beloved, for watching. Great glory. Shalom. Oh, there we go.